And we are back, another episode of NBA 2K14. In the last episode earlier, that was the Indiana Pacers defeat the New York Knicks in a close game by 2, 110 to 108. Paul George got 30 and 12. Meanwhile, George Hill got 22 and 10. And the other hand, J.R. Smith got 25 points, and Carmelo Anthony got 23. Stoudemire got 14, and Raymond Felton got 12 and 11. One a huge down to the finish here in Indianapolis. And now for the main event of the day goes to at the H-Town in Houston. I picked up some rotations and I didn't see because I didn't the side of the Sixers because they have 12 players are missing here now. So here we are. So here's check out some updates. The starting Rockets and the Thunder is ready to clear. So we got a marquee matchup featuring the two of the best Western Conference battle, featuring Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder take on Dwight Howard and James Harden of the Houston Rockets. That should be interesting. And for this game, the Rockets use the white shirts and Thunder will use the regular blue shirts. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kingshin. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here at downtown Houston, Texas here in Toyota Center. Anyways, we are sending over to Kevin Harden here in Toyota Center in Houston. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video. Here we go. Right now.
Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. You're watching the NBA. It's Thursday night basketball. It's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder up against the Houston Rockets. And without any further ado, let's head to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew at the arena. I'll be back at halftime.
Welcome, maybe the best day of the NBA, Thursday night, and we're happy you could be here with us. Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Doris Burke bringing us great reports from the sideline. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. And one of the guys we'll be seeing in this one, James Harden.
He's gutsy. That's what I really respect about him. Seems like the more pressure there is, the more he enjoys the moment. So he is the guy you want taking the big shot at the end.
Another note is that was two teams they met in the rematch of the Western Conference first round when the Thunder beat the Rockets in 6 games was last season before fell to Memphis Grizzlies in the semifinals of the Western Conference last season. That should be interesting. And now we're going to enjoy the video. We're back to Kevin Harlan here at the H-Town. Now.
Of a game. And he also is incredibly adept at running the pick and roll. He almost always makes things happen when he instigates that play.
Maybe the upper hand in this one, the Oklahoma City Thunder won the last matchup of the season against the Rockets.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them. I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Now here's Westbrook. Jacks up a three, and that one's good. Westbrook's got the first bucket of the game with the three for the Thunder.
And there's the first bucket of the game. Yeah, that's a nice tone setter out of the gate.
Took him no time at all on that one.
You know, one thing with Scott Brooks, guys, he's very consistent with his message. You listen in on those timeouts. It's all about getting stops. Defense, 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 and letting their offense come from that.
Perkins with the bucket. Well, something you never like to see, but guys, he definitely looks hurt.
Injuries are such a difficult part of this game. And from a glance, you really can't tell just how bad it is, but he's going to come out, and we'll find out now how bad it is. He may be done for the game.
Terrence Jones has checked in for Houston. Shots good. And Clark, you mentioned Brooks' single-mindedness stayed pretty constant with his rotations, too.
And there's no doubt players appreciate knowing their role, but you know, a lot of critics have been surprised at how Brooks has stuck to his lineups. Some lineups that didn't seem to be all that effective. You know, his usual starting lineup with Cephalosha and Perkins on the floor hasn't been their best in terms of plus-minus, but Brooks very loyal to his starting group.
Well, Thunder shooting their first free throws of the night.
You know, with the recent success of Oklahoma City, you forget that in Kevin Durant's first season, they started out going 3-29, and I'll tell you what, you talk about their success, it's due to the resilience and perseverance and leadership of Kevin Durant and the rest of those guys.
There it is, guys, that Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game. Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Really left alone. That's 6 points for Russell Westbrook. Well, there is a culture of hard work, as Clark is talking about, and the perseverance for this Oklahoma City Thunder organization. Their star players, Steve, get a lot of credit, but it's the whole organization. What do you think?
No question. It's the culture that was set. Scott Brooks has continued to kind of establish that atmosphere in the locker room. And they have players who just want to work and want to get better. And when we have a large group of people all with that same approach, you're going to be very successful. And that's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Back to Harden. On deep. Jason's Brook rings from outside. Wow. Harden's got a second bucket tonight.
Right back at you. Immediately get those 3 points back. Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Westbrook drives in, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Houston making a switch.
Tell you what, you got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit, guys. After losing their franchise players to injury and age back in 09, they've managed to rebuild this team without tanking for lottery picks or going all the way to the bottom of the heat. Very impressive. Wow, what a game for them so far. Very impressive. They haven't missed yet.
Here's the lob to the hoop. Durant is guarded by Howard. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist from Ibaka. 12 points for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, both teams are scoring well, but there hasn't been much defensive resistance either.
And for the Rockets, they've been very shrewd acquiring undervalued players, trading for draft picks. Steve, all in the hopes of swinging big trades for superstars.
Well, I mean, when they acquired James Harden, they finally got a cornerstone player. Now all of a sudden you throw in Dwight Howard, you've got another foundational player. So all these years of tinkering and trading and moving picks and moving players, it's finally paid off, and now he's got the team he was hoping to put together.
Harden's shot is good.
Man, oh man, Kevin, he's really feeling it from three-point range now. All of a sudden, it seems like he just can't miss.
It is now to Jones. Flushes it down to finish the break. Back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth. Yeah, this could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Perkins, the pass to Ibaka. Stolen by Brooks. And here we go. Brooks running up the court. And stolen by Sefolosha. Steps back and fires. That's good. 16 points for Russell Westbrook. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offensive. Whoa, this was that good. And to do it on the road, too, I mean, with the way they just kept coming at them, they kept that crowd out of the game the entire time. That's good work.
Catching up on the changes from Oklahoma City. Hasheem Thabeet comes in for Kendrick Perkins. And Nick Collison subbed in for Serge Ibaka. Jackson, and he makes no mistake on the slam. Dunk. Savage. That's the way to get some momentum on your side.
Absolutely. Those dunks can really have a deflating effect on the defense. Yeah, especially coming from a guy out of the backcourt.
Howard's shot is good.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
Kicks it to Lamb. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Lamb's got his first points in this one. Backing down is Howard. Left block shot on the way, and the basket good.
Boy, has there been any defense played yet in this game?
Nope, this game has been all about rapid-fire offense early.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Fisher, and the Thunder another 3. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Howell kicks to Brooks. And another 3 for Houston.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Here comes Jeremy Lamb, averaging 18 points a game. Here's Fisher. Again, the Thunder scores.
He made that one tougher than it had to be. Didn't really need to lean in.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Rockets lead by 1. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
Coming up next Monday, January 20th, Darren Williams and the Brooklyn Nets take on Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks, live from New York City. Don't miss it.
Neither team able to build. Much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Houston?
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the Rockets. At the 3 and 4, Parsons and Manianis. Garcia is out there, Patrick Beverly. And it's Smith in at the 5, down low.
Well, you watch the way Parsons moves, and you see how quickly he's able to shift and change direction. And you forget that Chandler Parsons is 6'10", because he moves like a much smaller guy. He's a terrific all-around player.
And good on the basket, Booking.
And these two teams continuing to trade blows like heavyweights in the middle of the ring.
So many times tonight, the energy in this building has gone from one way to the other.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Jackson's got 5. And back to Parsons. Clark, he talked about his mobility, a good defender too, and for a young player that's rare. So you look at his size, ability to move his feet, and the upside certainly is there. Then you put him with a guy like Kevin McHale as his coach, nice array of talent. He's got a good situation.
He does. He's got a bright future, and I'm most impressed with his defense. You talk about a lot of his skills, but Houston will frequently put him on the opponent's best wing offensive player.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And you hear the crowd kind of murmuring. I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting him have it.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Durant's checked in. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively.
And Garcia kicks to Parsons. Drains the three-pointer. Parsons got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, Parsons was really a surprise coming out of Florida. Had a big impact this rookie season with Houston. Very reliable in a lot of areas. Can handle the ball, can knock down a long-range shot, and a better defender than you think as well.
That is what makes Parsons such an easy guy to send down to the floor. You know exactly what he's going to give you on offense, and is very consistent. Back to Garcia. Houston moving the ball around. Manianis kicks to Garcia. It's stolen by Lamb. To the paint by himself. Rips down the breakaway slam. An important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for Oklahoma City.
and they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Adams. Cephalosha comes in for Jeremy Lamb. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
He is bombing it today. How many more threes are we going to see from him?
Well, we've already seen plenty. The majority of his points have come on that shot.
Durant dishes to Ibaka.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. You can get the ball inside and just take it strong to the hoop. Be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Harden outside. Back to Howard. Defended by Orton. And that one goes in as he was fouled. It will be 3 points if he converts at the line.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Daniel Orton. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Thunder have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. I mean, you look at the numbers, impressive.
And guys, those numbers represent a nice step up from what they were last year.
Harden kicks to Beverly. And a miss there on the triple.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
And the Rockets making a change here. And now let's bring you the list of the top 3-point shooting teams over the course of the past 10 games. Fifth best, the Rockets.
They've been really pleased, Kevin, with their three-point game. It's working better for them thanks to some adjustments they've made in their transition game.
Here's Perkins. It's rebounded by Houston.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
Brooks with the bucket.
You know, it looks like despite the injury he's got, he's still able to deliver, and that's what he's showing us right now.
And Ibaka. Slams it in.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yeah, you got that right there. He's such a reliable finisher.
50 seconds left to play here in the half. Westbrook passes to Perkins. Cephalosha. And there's another one for the Thunder.
That jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Yeah, they've been pulling up and watching them go down.
Harden dishes to Brooks. Howard covered by Perkins. Perkins with the block. Westbrook against Howard. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. The Thunder have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. The first free throw is good. And the Thunder making a switch here. Fisher's checked in. Ibaka hits both of them.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
Well, it's a nice job of really making the most of their opportunities.
Gets it to go.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeouts.
Outside Howard. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Oklahoma City out in front. They lead by 1. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. The games are starting to take on a little more meaning as the season gets into full swing. Oklahoma City in a hard-fought game against the Houston Rockets. They're looking to solidify their standings in the conference. Right now, they're sitting in 4th place. For the first half, Russell Westbrook was fantastic. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. And not to be outdone, the Rockets also giving it their all. And from outside, you couldn't shoot it much better than this. They are scorching hot from beyond the arc. James Harden absolutely lights out. The bucket looks about 5 feet wide for him. He hasn't missed one shot. Can you believe it? And to look at the games being played right now. Brooklyn trailing the Hawks out in Atlanta. Second half of basketball going on in a tight one. Looking now at some games that are already wrapped up. In Indiana, it's the Pacers winning over the Knicks. They've won their last 6 straight and don't look to be letting up. Paul George led them in scoring. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's get you back to the action in Houston.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
First half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.
Second half is underway. Here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Backcourt is Westbrook and Central Ocean. Locking at the 4 with Perkins at the pivot. Adds Durant in at the 3 spot. Harden gets to Parsons. He dishes it to Howard. Count it! He's going to have a chance for a 3-point play. That one on Perkins.
Tell you what, he takes a lot of punishment inside. When Howard gets the ball in deep, defenses are looking to foul him hard because of his difficulties at the free throw line.
And he's a devastating finisher when you let him power it up to throw it down. He's a former dunk contest champ, Steve, so you give him a chance to do that, he'll make you part of his highlight reel. Well, you know, prior to last season, there were several teams that considered trading for James Harden. There was a question, though, over how much they were prepared to give up. In some questions, he could be the first option on the team. That question's been answered.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. Howard, the pass to Harden. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Howard's got assist number 5 here tonight.
He's been good on all 3 of the shots since coming out of the locker room at the break.
In the season before last, Harden won 6th man of the year. But guys, do you think that because Harden came off the bench in Oklahoma City that some underestimated his talent?
Well, I don't think anybody underestimated his talent. I think it was pretty apparent what he could do. But, you know, scouts have watched him ever since his Arizona State days. You can see he had star potential, and now he's getting the opportunity in Houston to fulfill that.
Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Now here's Westbrook, defended by Beverly. From downtown, and Westbrook gets it to go. Westbrook's got 5 points in the quarter.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they need it.
Parsons backing down. Sinks that one from the post. And the Rockets lead by 6.
They're rolling now. 5 straight hoops to start this quarter.
Here's Westbrook. Gets it to go. Westbrook's got 28.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
I think Westbrook may be the most explosive player in the game right now. I mean, you've got Wade, Kobe, Derrick Rose, but I think Russell Westbrook, with his speed and quickness, is probably the guy right now.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Ashim Thabit, who's checked in for Perkins. And Nick Collison subbed in for Serge Ibaka. Here's Cephalosha. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltender.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Now you can tell what the crowd thinks about that call.
Yeah, they erupted as soon as the whistle blew.
Harden's shot is good. And Westbrook really a freak athlete. Clark a terrific dunker.
Yeah, he's a guy you would just love to see in the dunk contest, Kevin, but he says he's more of a game dunker and might not shine in the exhibition type format, and I can understand that. The dunks that Russell does in game are so pristine. And so posterizing that it's hard to create that same type of tenacity and energy in a contest. So I think there are some guys that are more geared towards dunking in game than winning dunk contests.
Caspi with the bucket.
This defense is giving their shooters free reign to operate from beyond the arc.
That's right. I think it's time for them to start closing down. You've got to run shooters off that three-point line.
Out of this. World aerial skills for a guy of his size.
Kevin, that's what separates him from some of the other point guards around the league. The ability to rise and throw it down.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that spurs them on. Maybe sparks a little bit of a comeback here.
Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Thabo Sefolosha. The Thunder shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
You look back to that 2008 draft. The then Sonics, now Thunder, took Westbrook at the 4 spot. A lot of people thought that was a reach, but tell you what, you redo the draft right now, and he has a legitimate case of being the #1 pick.
1:19 left to play in the third. Bangs home the trifecta. Westbrook's got 12 points here in the second half.
All of those three-pointers coming off his fingers have been right on the money.
Here's Lamb. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Hashem. Blanketed by the D. Flies to the rim for the win. Hashem's got his second bucket of the game to go. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Rockets.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
Going back to that 2008 draft, Westbrook had played kind of a combo guard at UCLA, and there's some questions, I think, among a lot of scouts and personnel guys' minds about his ability to become a full-time point guard.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I think you always have to look at players, not just for what they might become, but what are they when they get to you. And Russell was a guy who was athletic, aggressive, hungry to get better. And when you got those attributes and his athleticism, you're going to be a difference maker in the league, and he's proven that to be the case. Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
Oh, boy. Whipped cream, cherry on top. It always comes back to dessert.
He feeds it to Lamb. Lets the 3 fly. And the rejection by Harden. From deep three-point range. And it was counted had it fall. But it's offline. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Rockets lead by 6. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this.
Coming up Monday, January 20th, Paul George and the Indiana Pacers go up against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Don't miss out.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Thunder trailing by 6. Terrence Jones is down low with Howard. Brooks out there with Garcia, and it's Parsons in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terrence Jones. That's foul number 2 for him. Durant drawing the double team. Now here's Perkins. Shot clock at 5. And Durant, here we go. That is good. Durant's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Oklahoma City.
And one thing that Durant has made very clear in his young career is that he's going to be a factor in clutch situations. He wants the ball in his hands with the game on the line.
You know, he's got that lean, thin body and looks a little wispy and carefree out there. But underneath that jersey beats the heart and edge of, I think, a killer in terms of putting the ball in the basket.
Looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
Derek Fisher's checked in for the Thunder. Good.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
And yes, sir, that one drops. 20 points for Dwight Howard.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
Well, and at this stage of such a tight game, I think this is when tired legs start to show. And the defense can become vulnerable in the low block. Nicely done. They just continue to dominate inside. That's 10 points in a row in the lane.
It's now purely, here it comes. See if you can stop it.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
At the line for your Rockets, Aaron Ross. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Right side, Durant. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
And this game is really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, there's always room for more offense, Steve. You know that. He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Here's Fisher. Hits the three-point foul. Fisher's got 7 points here in this quarter.
I think they've got to keep getting him the ball. When he's going like that, he's in the zone right now. Perfect from the field. You've got to continue to milk the hot hand. Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close in the game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And Garcia kicks to Brooks. Parsons on the wing. Houston moving the ball around. Brooks with a screen out of box. Brooks outside. Lock at 6. Garcia. Covered by Cephalosha. Backing down is Howard. Cuts it through from 11. Houston again with the bucket.
This has really become an intense ball game ever since halftime.
Boy, the effort from both teams here, Steve, is terrific.
And Fisher kicks to Cephalosha. Rejected by Parsons. Moves back up, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
And the Thunder making a switch here. The free throw drops for Fisher. Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder winning their last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
Yeah, guys, it was just their night. It seemed like they hit every shot they looked at.
Absolutely. It was just one of those games where the hot shooting of a couple of players eventually just infected everybody.
Well, he was boxed out, and when that happens, at some point you have to just turn and get back defensively. That time he went right over the top.
Yeah, but you go straight on the top of another player's back, that's going to be a foul call every time.
And the Thunder making a change here. Perkins is checked in. Here's Ibaka, and it's blocked by Harden. We've got 1:48 left in the game. Power kicks to Harden. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. And now it's 27 points for James Harden. Feeds to Sefolosha. Back to Westbrook. Dishes it to Durant. Here's the floater. And the shot is good. Durant's got 10 points here in the second half.
It just seems like they're finding an open lane in the hoop every time. Buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Pass to Sefolosha. The feed now to Durant. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
And Parsons gets it to go.
This is incredible. It's been a three-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Tell you what, he's had an excellent game, and they're going to have to continue to rely on him if they're going to come back.
And here is Howard. Harden outside, and as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. Plays out. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
The Thunder shooting a mind-boggling 79% off the floor. It falls! And now they trail by just 4.
That is a terrific effort on the shot. He's giving up a lot of size, but still finds a way to score.
I don't think that affected him in the least, though, Steve. I mean, he made it look like he was the bigger guy.
He passes to Howard. Westbrook with the block. And they get it back. Harden draws the double. Clock at 4. The second chance effort. And right through it goes. Harden's got 32 points in the game.
Well, that just adds to what's probably an already insurmountable lead. I think they'll be walking out of here with a pretty easy victory.
Steve, I think that's a given.
12 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Shoots the 3. Gets the 3 to fall. And here's Usher. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line. And it's a 5-point game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're up by 2. 1 second left in the fourth quarter. And they go to the intentional foul. At the line to beat the Rockets, James Harden. 2 shots. Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 4-point ball game. And so it's a narrow victory for Houston, pulling it out for the W. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
That was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan player of the game, James Harden.
Another down to the wire here in Houston, about 4-point win for the Rockets. 113-109, and as you can see, no, Jaron Anderson was hurt, is out for 2 to 4 weeks due to strained Achilles. Chris Anderson will be now healed. Even Jock Hayes, Kenyon Martin, Maurice Harkless, and Jay Crowder again. No, stop putting injury everywhere. Jay Crowder is out for 2 to 4 weeks due to the lower back strain after the win against the Clippers, while it was the practice again. And now, as you can see, Jeremy Lin finally re-healed for the Rockets. Re-gamer back to replace to the Patrick Beverley, Steven Jackson, Andre Robinson, and then new attendees for Trevin Booker. Kevin Garnett says the season will be the last game of his career. And now they remove recovering and see what's happening. They're Jeremy Lin. They're now recovering for broken finger. So that means the Rockets return and play for broken finger. So 7 p.m. we can start the time here. And the second game will be start at 8:30 p.m. That's check out. It will be interesting. Here's the view box score. James Harden got 36-11. Dwight Howard got 26. On the other hand, Russell Westbrook got 40 points. That was interesting, but despite unable to beat against Houston. Now we'll go to rotation. The Rockets get regained, back up now. And there we go. Jeremy Lin is ready to sit in recovery. On the other hand, Dwight Howard Ward will be back soon. Replace Omer Ashik, even if we will wait for it. I'm going to swap out to get reserved. Actually, no. Don't need to get there. Let's go 15 minutes for rest for Terrence Jones to swap Cannon. On the other hand, there was the problem for the Rockets with Chandler Parsons. get out for Francisco Garcia. And we need to click more lineups it because they did not get them last time. Alright, that will be wrapped up now. Now CJ Crowder is gone. We'll be back soon here quickly. More importantly, let's check the Thunder on their hand. We will still have the lineup. Alright, Russ Rest is still there. So that will be interesting. That will be wrapped up. So, no flex game on ESPN. That will be keeping the next schedule, not allowed to flex. We got the first game we're going to back to Madison Square Garden. It will be earlier today. Clippers and the Knicks. Bobcats Magic, Heat Sixers, Timberwolves Raptors, Bulls Wizards, Kings Grizzlies, Cavaliers Nuggets, Mavericks Suns, the rivalry old school, Lakers Celtics, Jazz Pistons, Blazers Spurs, and finally our second game we're off to Oklahoma. We got Warriors and Thunder. And importantly, we got first 3 MLK days and 1 day at a time. We're going the first game, go on MLK, heads to New York City once again, the Nets and the Knicks, and then we have 2 games together on MLK Day. We're not flexed because Kobe got injured, because in real life, because the Blazers Rockets replaced in the second game, and then first we're on our way to Chicago. We got Kobe Bryant versus Derrick Rose as the Lakers take on the Bulls, and followed by a second game will be Paul George and the Indiana Pacers take on Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors. So that should be interesting here in Oakland. That will be a good one. So, no flex game on Cleveland, just like in real life, plus the Pacers Suns replacements to Chicago Cleveland. Right now will be good. So, time to save fouls now. That will be wrap up for this game here in Houston, and that will do it for now. Next game, we're off to New York City. We got an interconference duo featuring Chris Paul and Blake Griffin of the Los Angeles Clippers take on Carmelo Anthony and J.R. Smith of the New York Knicks, and followed by the second game, we're off to Oklahoma City. We got a Northwestern Conference showdown featuring Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors take on Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. As tomorrow we have a Game 7 in the Western Conference Semifinals. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets take on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder. The winner will go to the Western Conference Finals with Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. That will be starts beginning in the early afternoon on 3:30 p.m. Once again, this is Andre Kenshin. Say so long for Toyota Center NEH down in downtown Houston. The Rockets survive over the Thunder in a close one, 113-109. This is Andre Kenshin. Say so long from Toyota Center Houston. We'll see you tomorrow for another doubleheader goes to New York City. First game, we got the Clippers and the Knicks, followed by the second game will be the Warriors and the Thunder. Sign up and peace out. Good night and thanks for watching. Reminder, we'll see you tomorrow for the first game will be the Clippers and the Knicks, and followed by the second game is the Warriors and Thunder. Sign up and peace out. Good night and thanks for watching.